coming in from the United States. We are learning that 3 members of the U.S. House of Representatives have introduced a resolution aimed at terminating Donald Trump's national emergency declaration that imposes tariff up to 50% on imports from India, calling the measures illegal and harmful for the American workers, consumers, and the ties between India and the United States. We're learning that according to the resolution, it seeks to terminate the additional 25% tariff on India on August 27, 2025, on top of earlier reciprocal tariff, which together they says that it raised the duty on many Indian origin products by 50%. Let me go across to consulting editor Srinjoy Chaudhary for more on this. Srinjoy, take us through the resolution that has been, in fact, brought in to terminate as far as the tariffs on India is concerned.
As you know, India, along with Brazil, faces a 50% tariff. There is no country that faces 50% tariff apart from these two. Now, the point that is being made are two. First, that this is going to affect the American people, and rightly too. Now, because let's not forget that the 50% tariff is all on all Indian exports. So naturally, that 50% tariff, anything that costs $100 will become $150 for the American consumer, which basically means it will lead to inflation. It is already hurting America because the affordability question has really caused trouble for the Democrats and Republicans, and most importantly, President Trump himself. Now, this affordability issue has led to 3 Democrat victories in very key areas. New York, of course, and importantly, Virginia. So this is something everyone is worried about. Now, there is an economic aspect, the affordability issue, and also a strategic aspect as well, which is the fact that India is one of America's closest friends, a partner nation, not an ally, but a partner, and a strategic partner. India and America are part of Quad, India and America are part of Malabar, and so on. Now, if with this 50% tariff, you're going to trouble a partner country in an area like the Indo-Pacific, where the Chinese are getting more aggressive every day and actually putting pressure on American allies, whether it's Japan or Korea or the Philippines, then what happens to you if you put pressure on your partners? So that is also the other strategic aspect. Now, the other point is it going to go through? Well, this is a bipartisan resolution in the House of Representatives. So this means that to get this through, you will need not just the Republicans, but also Democrats, because there might be people among the Republicans who would not want this to go through. So if this is bipartisan, the chances of it going through are also high. But how effective will it be? That's the other issue that has to be looked at.
Absolutely. So it remains to be seen whether this resolution will go through or not. Thanks so much for all the details. I'm also joined by Patikrit Pen, a geopolitical analyst. Thanks so much for connecting with us. How do you look at this resolution? Because the lawmakers there have said that the tariff on India has been harming the people of America, in contrast with what Donald Trump has been saying over the last few months, that this is for the benefit of the Americans. Your comment on this?
Well, I think inflation is definitely an issue in the United States. If that is the reason they want to do it, well, that's their choice. But I think that is not the only reason. I think for a long period of time, this tariff was used as some kind of a blackmailing tool so that India can be taken away from its relationship with Russia, and it can be, pressured to do certain things in terms of also opening up the market for America in areas of, farmers, dairy, poultry, fisheries, and agriculture. So if they want to take it away, well, that's good. That's most welcome. But I do not think that it would in any way impact so far as India's decision of not opening up these sectors, number one. Secondly, it would not mean that India would give up on its strategic autonomy and its relationship with, countries like Russia. And third, it is also important to understand that quite a bit of damage has already been done. That will take time to, get salvaged, because so far as the credibility and the respect that United States had in India, I do not think it is as it was right now. So not just between government to government, but, among people as well. If they want to do it, well and good. One reason perhaps they are a little desperate right now is because if they had thought that they had already isolated countries like India and Russia, well, the recent visit of President Putin in India and the kind of intergovernmental agreements that have been signed actually vindicates that far from being isolated, these countries are actually becoming an area of magnet for many other countries to potentially perhaps even join BRICS in 2026, when India would have its presidency and a major BRICS summit is going to happen in India. So I think there are multiple factors because of which you see a renewed urgency in the United States. But even if they do away with the tariff, India's strategic autonomy and its own decision-making capabilities and, that it wants to keep with itself would remain absolutely as it was. It would no way change so far as anything else is concerned. Back to you.
Absolutely. In fact, it remains to be seen whether the resolution will go through. If it does, then it's a good thing for the country. Thanks so much for getting us your perspective on this. And now moving on and shifting our focus, we have another breaking update coming in, a comment that has come in from US President Donald Trump. He has brushed aside a fresh batch of Epstein photos released by the House Democrats on Friday, telling reporters that he had not seen the images and insisted that they carried no significance at all. He said, and I quote, "No big deal at all." Now remember, Trump has appeared in 3 of the images that were made public earlier in the day. That is a part of more than 95,000 photos obtained from the Epstein estate by the House Oversight Committee. For more on this, let me go across to my colleague Srinjoy, who's been tracking all the details. Srinjoy, Donald Trump has shrugged off Epstein images. He said that there's no big deal, but he is there in 3 of the 95,000 photos.
First of all, the Epstein issue is actually something that is bothering his closest supporters, the MAGA people. Now, this is something Donald Trump also realizes, which is why he's been very defensive about it. Because the MAGA people, the people who vote for him with their eyes shut, are the people who are worried about Epstein. Because to them, in their point of view, it's a terrible thing for anybody that here is a man who was procuring teenaged women for all these important people and an important financier who was doing this. Now, this is something which has been so morally unacceptable that even his MAGA supporters have not liked this. They have forgiven, they will forgive President Trump for anything. But for this, they seem to have dug in their heels. And they don't like the Epstein idea, which is why President Trump has been trying to block it initially, and now he says it's no big deal. Now, what more will appear is something we don't know, because lots and lots of stuff are coming out every day. Suddenly you have 3 pictures. So we don't know what's going to happen again. But what it is beginning to do is cause disquiet among his MAGA supporters.
Absolutely. So 3 photos have come to the fore, and now Donald Trump has shrugged off these photos, saying that he has photos with everybody and this is a no big deal. Thanks so much, Srinjoy, for all the details. And with this, a short break.